Let's talk about something important for a second. Let's talk about pride, being proud of your own work. This bullshit has gone too far with people. Now, I can bullshit you right now and tell you it's all about self-belief and... come on now. You want me to tell you what big boy mentors told me? I'd tell you the real shit. Unless you got 30 years in and you're the damn Picasso of what you've done, of your industry, give it a break. The second you're proud is the day you stop working. Trust me. And people are gonna bullshit and say, no, Ty, you need all this. You need this to energize yourself. And you gotta look in the mirror and say, I love you. You need it. My mentors didn't tell me I needed it. You want something? Train. Train. We live in a world, it's just people bullshitting you to sell their books. People say, oh, Ty, self-help. Well, some people think I'm self-help. I'm not really self-help. I'm about logic. I'm about reverse engineering the success of people. Trust me, give the pride in yourself. Your mama might be proud of you, but this ain't your mama's world. You want to be an actor or an actress? Train. When I meet somebody here in Hollywood, they say, oh, I'm here to be an actress. I say, how many hours you trained to be an actor yesterday? Oh, inevitably the answer is, oh, well, I trained a long time ago when I was in London. You're going to lose. But no, I believe in myself. Well, the director doesn't believe in you. The casting agent, you're going to walk off the street with no skills and you'll be like, I believe in you. When there's 100 people standing behind you that put in the work, come on now. I'm just like, I try not to be too hard-nosed on people. Now, if you work for me, I'm on hard-nosed. But, on YouTube and shit like this, I try to go easy on people just because people get a little discouraged. But come on. The day my life changed was at 19, 20 years old, 5 mentors, old rich guys. They looked at me and say, bro, you ain't gonna make it. You don't know shit about the language of money. You ain't gonna make it. And instead of being like everybody else that I know here in LA that gets all proud, well, I believe in myself. I was like, no, they're smart. I ain't gonna make it. And I made a change. And like my mentor, Joel Salatin said, there is no change without a change of routine. One of the changes of routine you might need to make is the change that I had to make. The day I woke up to the big bad world that cares about one thing. Are you good? You want to be an entrepreneur? People will pay you for something that's good. Steve Jobs made something that's good. You try to make an iPhone. Put together an organization that can do that. It ain't that easy. People go, oh, Microsoft, Bill Gates. You try it. Try to take the world from zero personal computing to real computer. Bill Gates started at 12. He trained. Steven Spielberg, he started at 7. He trained. He didn't have belief in himself. Have belief in the mastery that you can create after you create it. One of the 67 steps I have is called, from whence does all the pride come? Or from whence the pride cometh? I meet people, I'm like, are you proud about what you haven't done yet? Because look, I grew up playing a lot of basketball. Some of you saw me playing Chris Paul or Metta World Peace was over here from the Lakers. I wasn't the best player, but I was pretty damn good in high school. Played at one of the big schools in the U.S. Now, and I also played a lot. I got into basketball because my first house in North Carolina was right next to the project. So every day I had to wait for the bus in the middle of projects. And here's one thing I learned about projects. You act a fool, people are gonna murder your ass. And the first thing you can do to get murdered on the streets playing basketball is walk in the court cocky, but have no game. Oh, dude, you might not survive one game if you walk in, you're like, here I come, and you dribble the ball off your foot, you airball, they're gonna be like, this motherfucker's proud about what skill he doesn't have yet. And if you say to them, well, one day I'll be good, then they're like, come back when you're good. Those mentors, those 5 guys, Allen Nation, Gary Townsend, Mike Murphy, when those guys were talking to me and said, you ain't never gonna be rich because you don't know the language of money. Instead of me being proud, I was like, I haven't done anything yet with money. Let me listen to them and begin to train. Just like you train in the gym. What if you met somebody who's fat and out of shape, but they walk into a group, they walk into Arnold Schwarzenegger working out, and they're like, step aside, it's my turn to be on the bench press. They'll be like, Arnold will be like, this is called gym. This is where the big boys work out. Down there in Venice Beach in the 70s, the big boys working out. If you walk in there and you're like, yo, and you're big out of shape, well, and if you say to them, well, I'm proud of myself and what I'm gonna do, they're like, get the fuck out of here. I know I'm swearing more than usual, but that's where my place in my mind is, and this is my daily vlog. So if people don't like it, then find another vlog. I don't care. I don't mean that disrespectful to you. I'm just saying, this is my video. I don't know how to make it any more authentic. It's better you hear the authentic thoughts, because then maybe you get some value from this. I was just at the Lakers game, sitting behind the bench. Got a funny little video with Meta World Peace and Swaggy P and all those guys. But Kobe Bryant trained. He shoots 800 shots a day before practice. Takes 4 hours a day. That's training. He didn't need pride in himself because, as Pooh Richardson tells me, your competence will become your confidence. You will begin to have pride and confidence once you're a master. Until then, you're a student. Students got to act like students. If you are Pablo Picasso, if you are John Malkovich, if you are Mark Cuban, then puff up the pride and be like, I'm a badass. Until then, tone it down, man. We live in a world that's bullshitting you, a narcissistic world that's telling everybody that everybody's gonna just make it. It's a curse you put on yourself and other people when you promise people they're gonna make it. In fact, I remember somebody in my family, they meant well, but they always told me, Tai, you're gonna do big things. I realize now in retrospect, they handicapped me because I thought it was an inevitable fate, because that's what they put into my head. I wish they had told me, you will be great if you practice and train and get a little luck and a little fate on your side, but mostly practice. Then I'd be like, okay, I better get my ass in gear. Now, you can have a positive outlook on life, but it should just be this positive outlook. If I train consistently, with the best trainers in the world, with the best mentors in the world, then I got a good chance at making it. But that's it. If you say, I'm a great cook, but you don't put the ingredients in the food, it's never good food. If you make soup and it's just water, you haven't put every ingredient. You need a little chicken broth, and some chicken, and some carrots, and some noodles, and some spices. That makes good soup. You want a good life? Sure. There's a little ingredient like Muhammad Ali said, you know, people quote, well, Muhammad Ali said, I believed I was the greatest before I was. Okay, but he had it in check, in balance with a whole bunch of other ingredients. Like he said, I don't remember exact words, but he said, I train until, he said, when you train, or when I train, I don't count the sit-ups till they burn. So everybody else is doing 100 sit-ups from 0 to 100. He would do sit-ups till his stomach burned. Then he would count to 100. That's training. And that's the real reason it was Muhammad Ali. That self-help, kind of, I believe in myself, was not the main ingredient. This world is littered with broken dreams of people who believed and believed and believed, but they didn't train. That's all I gotta tell you. People ask me, thousands of people a day now, even more, maybe 5,000, 10,000 people a day email me, Snapchat me, message me, comment somewhere, and the most common question is, Tai, what's the one ingredient you wish someone had told you? I'm telling it to you. Some people say, Tai, you charge money for your programs. Why don't you give it all away free? Here's something free. That is no joke. It's so powerful. You give me 300 people in the world that not only listen, because a lot of people listen, but hear and modify their behavior and put this, dude, give me those 300 people. Me and those 300 people, it'll be like the movie 300. It'll be the Spartans. It'll take over the world. You know, I don't have to do it. You do it. You and 300 other people. It doesn't have to be me. Find people who train. Pride's okay. It's a minor ingredient. It's like celery in the soup. You can have it and you cannot have it. It ain't that important. You need some level of self-belief, but belief in facts and truth. And if you don't believe me, look at all the science that's come out. The book Bounce, all these books on the talent myth. Every one of these books are by hardcore scientists who have gone through the life story of the greatest people who have accomplished the most important things, and every one of them trained. Mozart was training at 1 year old with his father. So was Tiger Woods. Like I said, Spielberg was started at 7 making movies. Buffett was analyzing bond valuations at 8, 9 years old. God, what was wrong with me that nobody told my mom this? You know, my mom was a single mom. I wish somebody had shown her a video like this and said, take your boy Tai, show him how to train. We got this bullshit educational system. It forgot to tell you to train. I had somebody tell me, I said, this is where this whole video came from. I build my rants off things, stupid things people tell me sometimes. Not stupid, just ignorant, sad actually. She said to me, I said, well, you want to be an actress? How much do you train in acting? She started telling me about her college days back in Europe and how she got a degree in drama. I was like, are you somebody who's fat at 30 and tells me about how they used to go to the gym at 20? That's what the modern education system is. 18 to 22, you learn a lot. And then after that, the average person doesn't open a book. I think the stats are for 3 to 5 years. Bruce Lee was right. I don't fear the man with 1,000 kicks. I fear the man who trains 1 kick a day for 1,000 days. I don't fear you. Trust me, I dropped out of college. I got PhDs that work for me, MBAs, CPAs, lawyers. Listen, you don't need a degree. A degree could help you. I'd rather you took 1 college class for the rest of your life. I don't fear the man or the woman in business who got a degree for 4 or 6 years from Harvard or anywhere. I just had a Harvard MBA here trying, a consultant. I was like, please, you may want to get your money back if that's what you learned. But I'll tell you what, I'll tell you someone I would fear in business competition. You show me somebody that says, yo man, I read a book a day. I train every week with top business mentors. I take 1 college class a semester for the last 10 years. I'm like, oh shit, this is what Bruce Lee was talking about. This is the man or woman that I fear. This is the person who will compete. It's all bullshit. If any person on this, I'll bet, well, I don't want to do this because I've done this once. It makes too much work for me. I was going to say, and I'm not going to do this, I'll bet $10,000. Not one person can give a logical, cogent rebuttal to this that has any data behind it. But if they legit, and I'm like, I'll up the ante. I'll put $1 million on it. I'm not going to do it. My lawyer said I shouldn't say this stuff. This is too hard to score. But I'm like, I'll take money from people all day. All day. You try to bring me the research that shows that all this pride and all. In fact, I just read the textbook. The most cutting edge research is that pessimists make more money than optimists. Alert. Real science alert for everybody. Straight out of the textbooks, man. Make me laugh. All the academic people that write the textbooks, then the results rebut their very academic underpinnings. Don't ever build a system where people go to school 18 to 22 and that's it. That's a fool's game. Even the top companies in the world, I read Verizon's annual report. You know what Verizon does? They spend $2,500, or I think it was $2,200 a year on employee training because they go, I think they made $200 billion by training our employees forever. Train. Pride, this important. Training as high as the pillars in this house. From the fish pond to the skylight. That's the ingredient. So you can focus on this little help. Yeah, it'll help you this much. Give me somebody with no pride. Give me somebody who's humble, adaptable, who understands when Charles Darwin was summarized by saying, it ain't the strongest or the smartest that survive, but it's the most adaptable to the environment in which they find themselves in. You find yourself now in an economy, 7.3 billion people. U.S. has a 15 to 17 trillion dollar GDP. Europe is about the same. Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody's reading about Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, you ain't the first person. Everybody's reading about the Snapchat kid. It's all there. Every aspiring kid in India, in the ghettos, is rising up by learning and becoming a learning machine. You take your pride and your self-belief, give me the kids out of the ghetto. I'm already taking kids out of the ghetto. One of the standout guys in my company, straight out of the ghetto in New York. Nobody believe in him? Oh, I believe in him. Shit, you give me the Harvard MBAs, you put him against, now, you need a little brain power. He's a smart kid. It ain't even close. You give me a learning machine environment, who he's going to commit to learning every day for the next 30 years, he'll run the world. I got females running my company. Same thing. I got black people, gay people. I don't care. I discriminate on one thing. Stupid people. And I'm not talking about IQ. People who are stupid, did no logic to what they say. Oh, I'm proud because my mom's proud. Your mom ain't here. I don't know your mom. I don't need to know your mom. 7.3 billion people in an economy. You want to make money? You train and you be so good they can't ignore you. This is the formula. Everything is subordinate bullshit. It's little teeny ingredients. You want the big ingredients? Imagine making soup and you forget to put the broth. It ain't soup anymore. If you forget to train, it's not soup anymore. I don't care if you put a little piece of celery in. Self-belief, it's the carrots. Pride, the little bit of celery. You can do with it or do without it. Scientists would call this causation versus correlation. That's what philosophers would say. Many things are correlated. Very few things are causative. Sometimes, you know, I make these videos to relatively, I got a wide audience, you know, young kids and older people and different IQ levels. I'm not dumb. Sometimes I see the comments. I'm like, you want to have a challenge, man? You want to debate me? You sure? Bring some money. We'll put it on the table. On the things that I know and I've researched and I've learned from smart people, I ain't dumb. You can have trust in what I'm saying. You bring me the smart person that you think smart that has any rebuttal to the core part of this video. I may have slipped here and there. The core central thesis of what I just said. Bring them and have them bring their science. And remember, I own the biggest book club in the world. I know a thing or two about books. I'll bring my textbooks. I'll bring the most cutting edge research on this subject. I'll bring you the pro athletes. I'll bring you the great actors. I'll bring you the great directors, the billionaires. I'll bring my proof. You bring your proof. Don't let people bullshit you. They want to bullshit you. People want to bullshit you. And let me give you this in closing. They want to bullshit you because they want to have a delusion about why they didn't succeed. And they can't come to grips with the fact that they just didn't do it right. They didn't follow the rules. You and I'm not great. I'm only great when I follow the rules of success. Everything else is me deluding myself. People didn't follow the rules, so they want to pretend there are no rules. They don't want to come to grips with the non-delusional conclusion that, yeah, you could have had it better than me. I had a lot of pride, and I'm advising you to have a lot of pride. They don't want to come to grips and say, my way sucked. I'm telling you, I've done it wrong, and I've had some success. When I've done it wrong is when I'm proud. Be proud after. When you're the acclaimed, critically acclaimed Pulitzer Prize writer, when you won an NBA championship, when you won the World Cup, when you are a Nobel Prize laureate, when you've been published in Neuron magazine or Nature magazine, when you are like the mountain and you deadlift 995 pounds, then you're a master. Until then, we're students. I like to stay the student. Master isn't my favorite. Some people think I'm a master of certain things. Maybe I am. I don't like to be the master. When you're considered up here, the only way is down. People are going to knock you down. So I'm happy to stay student forever. I don't need the pride. I want the good life. I want the good life, man. Fuck the pride. I don't give a shit. People say, oh, you suck or you're amazing. I don't listen. I want the good life. You bring me heaven on earth, you can have all the Pulitzer Prize and the Nobel Prize. Like I said, I meet people with PhDs. I'm like, you have the PhD. I'll have my life. Watch my Snapchat and I'll watch your Snapchat. And we'll trade lives or not. And I ain't trading for yours because I know those people's lives. They trade for mine, but I wouldn't trade for theirs. Not that I'm better than them. Not that it's not a money thing. It's a different set of goals. I don't care about a $150,000 hat like people get when they graduate. It's okay to graduate from college, but not for the hat. If you didn't learn shit, if you wasted your 4 years in college, you're a fool. Could have been 4 years you could have built a business yourself. So if you're in school, pay attention. Or else get out. That's about the only two ways you should approach college. Either be a badass, everything you touch turn to gold. I did a YouTube video on that. Or get out. Don't be in limbo. That's the status quo. The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. What's called resignation is confirmed desperation. Henry David Thoreau. Anyway, if you have a cogent, badass, scientific rebuttal, please leave it. I'm always open-minded. If I get proven wrong, I'll change the title of the video to I was wrong and here it is. If not, don't leave a bullshit comment. I don't care about your opinion and your gut feeling. Show me the facts. Facts is kind of like money. Facts talk, bullshit walks. So you got facts. If you want, by the way, some facts on this, read the book, The Self-Made Billionaire Effect. It's a cutting-edge scientific study by some big New York accounting firm. Read the story of, read any biography. Read the story of athletes. Another good book on this is called Bounce. There's another book called The Talent Myth. The science is all in there. Malcolm Gladwell's written some books on this. So bring me the rebuttal, including the book titles, the research. I can't remember that textbook right now that I was quoting. I'll try to find it and put it in the description. So peace out. It's my rant. Hopefully it wasn't too angry for you. It's not angry. It's important. This is important. I haven't put out a lot of videos. This one's important. Really. So talk to you soon. Leave a comment. By the way, if you didn't follow my Snapchat, I tell people Snapchat's free. Follow it. Even if 1 out of 100 things I post is valuable, what if that one is really valuable? Like I just was with a guy today that was streaming here and teaching in my Knowledge Society company. He made $3 million when he was 17. Could that help you? Could that help you at 60? Probably. I wish I had met somebody and had Snapchat of somebody saying, yo, man, I'll show you a dude that made $3 million at 17 or $2 million. I don't know. It was millions. Anyway, Snapchat is Tai Lopez, the #1.